Welcome, everybody, to your least favorite podcast. My name is Mark, and I am here with all of my friends.
In a world where the good guys get away with a little bit too much, there's Steven.
In a world where the good guys get away from too much, it's Nick.
In a world where the good guys get away with too much, there's Jake.
And in a world where the good guys get away with a little bit too much, this is your least favorite podcast. This is the show where we talk about just what they get away with. How's it going, you guys?
Oh, just so much better now that Steven did that.
Well, I wasn't sure. I thought I'd give you like an out because you could have just been like, because I said like a name and then you would have just been like the short route and just said your name. But no, that's fine too.
I mean, you throw a little fit if somebody doesn't match it. So,
well,
I mean, he was doing like a movie announcer voice, so you could have just like thrown in the voice.
I wasn't. I wanted to do it like that, but I couldn't think of a way to make it short. So I was like, we'll just see what they do. I don't know.
No, I did it like that on purpose.
You should have done like everything, like the heartbeats, like the.
Oh, I thought about it. Could
In
have
a
been like
world.
a whole thing. Could have been like a 5-minute intro.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
so,
gonna
guys.
use that noise you just made against you, Mark. I hope you're aware of that.
That's all right.
It's gonna be used for not what you intended.
So I installed a remote start in my wife's truck today, and it kind of pissed me up, and I wanted to bring it up because the freaking system is already in it. All I had to do was just like plug this little computer, and it told it to turn it on. I think it's kind of bullshit. The truck came from the factory with the ability and the settings to remote start. They just shut it off, so you had to get this little thing and plug it in to tell it to turn it back on.
How would they make more money if they didn't?
I mean, why do they put it in? Like, I don't know enough about how that system functions on the motor, but like, why would installing something? Like, you think with most things, you're like, if I install this extra machinery, this extra part, that will cost me more money. But why install it and then just switch it off? So it seems like it'd be cheaper to just not put it there in the first place.
Well, yeah, like in 2018, pretty much all cars are like connected to cellular now. Because like you can do telematics and like all that other stuff is just reported over the internet.
Yeah, dude,
as long as you opt
me.
into it.
Are you saying somebody's watching me?
Yeah, they know exactly where you are.
I always feel like
You get
somebody's
no
watching me
privacy.
when I'm in the shower.
There's
Washing
a
my hair.
like somebody
There's somebody
watching me. Yeah,
That was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my
I don't even know what
gosh.
that was about. That was not what I was going for at all.
Dude, you're
Nick got it.
terrible.
Nick got it. It's okay.
Yeah, I got it.
I got you, Nick.
We're
Thank you.
here.
Thanks for having me.
I
Yeah,
made
we
the
got
joke
each other.
before you guys even did that.
No. You're not a part of
Hey,
this.
Mark, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Mark.
Oh man.
Next time you want to say something like that, just fucking don't.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, got him.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
used to happen to me in high school. We were in high school and like we'd be in band camp, or not band camp, band class, and we'd be like before we start playing and shit, we'd be talking on the drum line, and I would like whisper a comment to like the other tenor player and Aaron, and then like he would say that comment out loud, and everybody would laugh. And he'd steal my fucking joke every time.
He was your best
We'll
friend.
fix
wasn't he?
that. We'll end him. We'll end this
Oh,
individual.
is that so? Hope you enjoyed life.
You guys were best buddies. I remember.
No, not really.
I remember too. You guys were best buddies.
I should have made a list of all the people and I'm gonna get revenge on later in life. Like when they're like 80 years old about to die and be like, remember me? I never forgot about you.
Like we were good friends, but it wasn't like the kind of like wasn't a super good friendship, I guess.
It was a strictly physical relationship.
Don't let them lie to you. They loved each other.
It
I
all
remember.
Went, it all went tits up whenever I told Ben about him talking with Dalton's girlfriend.
I remember that.
Basically ended all that shit because Ben was a fucking idiot.
We need to get Ben on the show to defend himself.
That's the
Do
thing,
we?
Ben can't. Ben can't defend himself because he is just an idiot sometimes.
Sometimes.
He doesn't listen to the show, right?
No, I need to tell him to listen to this episode though.
Okay. We can talk all kinds of crap about him.
See him in
And if
New
you do
Year.
listen to the show, we'll make it a little more personalized when we talk crap about you.
Oh man.
So I got my topic for this week. I started a whole new YouTube thing where I've been watching this dude, or just people in general, try to like fix old machinery. They go and buy these old salvage things, and then they just sit there and tinker with it and see if they can get them running again. It's really it's kind of like a soothing thing, you know. You just put it on in the background. They're just fucking with the engine, seeing if they can get it started, and then you're like, oh, they did it. Look at them go.
Well, like old tractors and
yeah,
stuff.
like some of them are big and like substantial, and they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna unplug this. I'm gonna mess with this thing here, and look at that, fires right up. It's always like a will they, won't they, but the video kind of gives it away because they usually do get it.
So I got something to talk about. My wife. So I'm not judging her by the way she does it, right? But the fact that she thinks it's a normal thing and I've never seen it is the topic up for discussion here. So I made cupcakes this weekend, and my wife, whenever she eats a cupcake, she takes the cupcake, takes the wrapper off, then like rips off the bottom and puts it on top. Like it's like an icing sandwich.
I have heard of that before.
I've
kinda
never heard of that.
I do something similar, except I just throw the bottom away because it's made of cake, and I hate cake. So then it's like less of the crappy part, and I just get like a little
do you
layer of
mean you
cake with
hate
frosting
cake?
all over it.
do you
Cake's just like
mean?
choking down a sponge. Like I don't think cake by itself is good.
It's
just
really good.
It's just a. It's
You've
just
had
something
bad
that,
cakes.
no, but I mean, it's just something that conveys the frosting and the better things. It's just it's like I need something to hold ice cream because I can't eat it with my hands. You know, I can't just eat frosting by itself. So I need something to put it on, and they just go with cake, I guess.
See, I like the cake better than the frosting. Like frosting is good.
Wrong.
You can have too much frosting. I like the cake.
No, also the like cheap sugar frosting's disgusting. So it's got to
All-
be like cream frosting.
All cake and icing is.
I'm gonna make you cupcakes and not give you any icing, and you're gonna love it.
Well, then it's like a muffin, and that's something completely different.
No.
It is completely different. That's why it's not
A
like a muffin.
cupcake without icing is just a muffin.
You can have
Is
icing
a
on
muffin?
muffins.
Is a muffin.
I love muffins.
So, anyways, yeah, eats her cupcake like a sandwich, and I've never heard of that. That's not normal to me.
Yeah, I mean that's not nearly as bad as the cereal situation, but
Yeah, the cereal
it
situation.
is, I have heard of it before, so it's not quite as unusual. But yeah, cake's disgusting. It's like eating a sponge.
Cake,
What is wrong with you?
cupcakes, all that shit's disgusting.
What do you mean? That's I feel like I don't even know you guys anymore.
It's fucking
I didn't
nasty.
say I wouldn't eat.
I
a
don't think
cake.
it's disgusting.
I just don't like the cake part.
Thank you, Jake.
But I'm
I'm
also.
allowed to not like it, but I'll still eat it.
No, you're fucking not. You like it.
It's like chips and dip, you know? Like I want the dip, but I need something to move the dip to my mouth, so it's got to
not
go
the
on a chip.
same. It's not the same at all.
Why don't you make some sort of chip cupcake dip combination?
It's all terrible.
Or I can dip something in a bowl of frosting and eat it.
Isn't that just what those like? What the? You can get those at the store, like the little Oreo sticks, and then like frosting.
I've never had those. That sounds like a processed food. I don't believe in processed foods.
Yes, you do.
I get my stuff straight from the farm.
No, you
No,
don't.
Fuck you don't. You get your stuff straight from DoorDash or Grubhub.
Yeah, but it's all as homemade as a restaurant chooses to make it.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Never
They're
packaged.
just
Not at all.
frozen.
So
fucking-
dumb.
Straight from the microwave.
Exactly.
Probably yes, actually.
Well, I don't know. They're probably straight from the heating tray more than anything. But they were made as within the last week, you know? Whereas the processed foods could be older than that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's the worst thing ever. I think of going out and having to buy food like back in the day. And like, oh, you should just go to like a place if you wanted something. Now there's DoorDash, which I hate. I hate them. I hate everything about them, but I'm just too damn lazy to stop using them. It's the worst thing ever. Like, I want to just cuss them out every time I see their idiot drivers go to like some other delivery first and take my food on a tour of the city. But like, I can't because how would I eat if I did?
Dude,
Like,
you ever
I got
thought-
I really want our podcast to kind of blow up, you know, because it would be so hilarious for Steven to have a comment like that. They'd be like, all right, cool, we got to do a quick ad break. So from our sponsor, DoorDash, like, just like move right
I just sit there
along.
and grind my teeth like, hey, get DoorDash. It's the best.
You sellout piece of shit.
No, you have that comment right before, and then literally just go straight into that right after.
I'd have to have one of those little disclaimer bits that talk really fast at the end, like I fucking hate this place and I never would use it again. And yeah, just like go on a little quick rant. Like, what'd you say there at the end? Need to rewind that a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, it's nice that they give you money. On the other hand, I hate sponsors too. Like every time that crap comes up, and it's always the same ones. I don't know if it's just because it's YouTube, but it's always like one of the same 4 companies. He's like,
It's because they're targeting you with
it's
targeted ads. They
the-
think that's something that you want.
Raid Shadow Legends.
yeah,
Raid
Shadow
Legends.
One of the food delivery places, not like the prepackaged foods where you cook them.
Like Home Chef or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Which
stupid.
I mean, some of those are good. Like I don't have a problem. I mean, it's ads, right? Like they're tracking everything you're doing and targeting you, so they're gonna hit you with the same ads that they think are relevant to you.
I respect them a little more. Well, I don't get the ads because I do YouTube Premium because we just watch way too much YouTube to ever. I can't imagine if it actually played the regular ads too, because their internal sponsors that they just say in the video are bad enough, but it's worse when it's something that has nothing to do with them. Like we'll watch somebody, like we were watching the dudes that explore the like urban explorers, and they had a sponsor who was a flashlight company. Like, oh, that makes sense. I bet they use lots of flashlights. And then you get somebody like the makeup people that are like, try Raid Shadow Legends. You don't play Raid Shadow. Shut up. Nobody plays that
I
game.
play Raid Shadow Legends every day. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't fucking play Raid Shadow.
that makes it worse because then I respect them a little less. Because like I can understand getting money, but make it something that you would use. That makes it a little better.
You don't use Raid Shadow Legends?
I don't play games on my phone anymore.
I saw you playing Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends?
Mhm.
What about
sure it
Raid
wasn't-
Shadow Legends?
Yeah, it might have been Raid Shadow Legends. Are you sure? Because they're
Steven, I'm
similar.
pretty sure you were playing Raid Shadow Legends.
I think it was Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
So you like Raid Shadow Legends? You would endorse?
No, dude, you're completely off the mark.
All
here.
right, we're gonna definitely
Raid
get sponsored.
Shadow Legends is good, and Raid Shadow Legends is good, but the other one's terrible.
So what I'm hearing from you is you want
Oh,
a
God.
Raid
Yeah,
Shadow.
I can keep this going for 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say, I feel
Yeah, you
I could
do
feel
about
all of our
45
listeners, all
45
12 of our
minutes of that.
listeners, turning off our show right now.
Yeah, next episode, this is where it stops.
This is where
Right.
it stopped.
Right here, it's done. I can go
Or
see it.
we've
cut
said it so
off.
much that any algorithm listening, it's going to get back to the company, and they're going to be like, "Well, I guess we're sponsoring you now." I don't think that company even cares who they sponsor. They're like,
Yeah,
"Well,
honestly,
here's a
yeah.
check. I guess you said our name 3 times. That's
Yeah,
the
that'd be-
minimum."
That'd be great. I'm just glad to know, we got a lot of feedback from listeners over the last week, and everybody really liked how I said anybody born close to 1988 was old. They really enjoyed it. Nobody got mad
Close.
about it.
Right around that time frame.
Anybody? No, like before or around. Yeah, is old.
But not at 1988.
No. Like in that area.
It's just
Like-
an oddly specific number.
Like before
I'm 5
or
away from
plus
that. Does
plus
that
2 years. But before or plus 2 years.
okay?
Anybody
So, yeah.
before or plus 2 years around that time is old as fuck. And yeah.
I mean, no matter how much I try it, 1990 is still 20 years ago. So I can't. Like, I can't do it.
We had
1990
one-
is 20 years ago.
No, it's
In
not.
my head, that's what I'm thinking. We were talking about like the kids now, and like some of the ones that I will forever think of as like a 13-year-old or like a 6-year-old, and they're like, yeah, they're going to college and stuff. I'm like, they let little kids into college now? Like, what? It don't make sense. And I understand like what the adults of that, what I would consider an adult would think of us back in the day. Be like, oh, little kids. They just little kid, and then they just disappear into some kind of an adult at some point.
Yep, I see it.
High
all the
school
time.
kids look like toddlers now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you?
I know, but I think did I bring that one up in the last one where the guy was talking about people looking old because of the way they dress?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
I mean, it was an interesting thing, but like it goes the other way too.
Yeah, but you
where-
already brought it up.
No, that's why I
shut
said
up.
in
Shut
this
up,
one-
shut your
But
fucking mouth. Shut your
This
fucking
is
mouth.
the one
Shut your
pointing the
fucking
other
mouth.
direction where he said little kids just look like little kids all the way up until they're like early to mid 20s, I guess. I don't know.
Everybody looks young until they have to wear like a fucking uniform for work, and then they don't look young anymore. Oh,
You send them in the military, shave their head, and then they just look like a bunch of jarheads.
For me, it was the beard. That's when I
yeah, that
stopped
really makes the
looking.
ladies look old too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not at the circus. They still have bearded ladies at the circus?
I don't know. I
They-
haven't been
do
to
they
a
still have a
circus.
circus?
They do. They do still have a circus. It comes to Dothan every like couple
Ah.
years.
The
No. It
southern-
doesn't
the
come to
southern
Dothan.
thing.
That's where they
That's
summer.
the circus. Yeah,
It's where they hang out. when
that's
they're
just
not
where they
traveling.
live. That's where they're from, hometown.
They gotta have a base of operations
That's
somewhere.
where they keep all their buggies.
What's wrong with a circus?
Nothing.
I think
I
I,
love
went
the
to the
circus.
circus once when I
Am
was
I
a kid,
missing
but-
something here? Are you guys janking on circuses?
No,
What the
we're
fuck's
janking
wrong
on
with
Dothan.
this, dude?
Yeah, they are.
There's a difference.
What's wrong with Dothan?
It's just where the circus hangs out.
Nothing.
I love this. Like
The circus and peanuts.
I feel like Nick
That's
hates
the-
it here.
That's the thing.
I fucking do. That is also
Yeah, I love it
correct.
here. This is a fantastic place to be. People on my DoorDash don't go to multiple stops.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
fuck,
do.
because there's
From the
not
one
multiple.
restaurant,
There
no.
isn't multiple stops to go to. What do you mean?
No, everybody. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's not. I've been to some small towns that I could legitimately say I hated. Like I can't say I hate them. I guess I just would never understand why anybody would want to live there. Dothan is not like that. It's like a small
Yeah,
city.
Dothan's big. enough.
Dothan's just far away from the big cities. That's the thing. It's
Not
weird.
that
for
far
them.
away.
It's
Well,
pretty
the
far away.
advantages is like when you travel down there. Like I have no idea where I'm at, anyways. So like it doesn't matter if you're like, yeah, we don't have this. Or that. Like I don't even know which direction is like northwest, east, south. I don't know. Like so, it does. I'm just kind of seeing the sights as they appear from the trees, because there are a lot of trees.
There are a lot of trees.
That's always the weird thing when you come from like Colorado or
That's a
anywhere.
funny story.
where
Have you
there's, like-
guys met Johnny
The tree guy, Johnny.
Appleseed?
Did you meet him?
He lives here. That's why there's so many trees. It's Johnny Appleseed.
Does he live up on Drury Lane?
No, that's the gingerbread man.
Oh,
Ah,
that's the
That's
muffin.
the
man.
muffin, man.
It's
Get
a
your
lane,
sh-
guys. Guys, it's a
Get
lane.
your
There's more than
shit
one house.
right.
There's other
the
houses.
muffin.
There's
there.
other
There's other
houses
houses
on the
on
lane.
No, that's the only house. The
It's
muffin
not,
man
dude.
has a monopoly of the houses on Drury
I'm
Lane,
telling you,
man.
me and Johnny Appleseed went to
The Muffin Man?
Man's house. Yes.
Muffin,
And the
man.
gingerbread man's
Muffin
house is right
Man.
below it on Drury Lane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Smokey
nobody
the Bear
knows that he
also
lives
lives
there.
there.
But,
I don't know how people do them small town things though.
Yes, you do.
We heard that song come on the radio talking about small towns the other day, and I thought about they had like a controversy because the dude
yeah,
was
people thought that song was racist.
Yeah, but small towns are like I don't know. I guess if you're just like really done with people and you want to live in the middle of nowhere, then sure. But
I mean, people do.
I mean,
I actually
yeah,
don't
I
drive.
wouldn't want to live in like a big town either, though. Like, I wouldn't want to live in a city. Fuck that.
You
Like,
live in Denver.
downtown? No,
You
I
guys are
don't.
weird, bro.
I live in like a Dothan-sized city, just closer to Denver.
Bro, it takes you an hour to get to the grocery store.
No, it doesn't.
He could walk to the
I
grocery
can
store.
literally
It takes-
see it from my
It takes you an hour to get anywhere.
Now,
there.
well, when you travel between
Everywhere
like,
we go,
Denver
hour.
and Colorado Springs, yes, it is like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
to
driving from Denver to Colorado Springs, like driving from Dothan to fucking Atlanta. Same idea.
No, dude, it takes you an hour to get anywhere. All right?
Mark,
Yeah.
you should love that.
The
You
traffic
fucking
is-
road
Yeah,
you
trip
like
freak.
all the road trips.
It's not a road trip. It's a trip to the grocery store.
Bro, you
It
could
takes
We're
literally.
on the road and it's a trip.
I didn't
dude.
get to prep for it. I don't have my audiobook. This
Hey,
isn't a road
I've
trip.
always got an audiobook.
We don't have any snacks.
All right, I don't have a great segue into this one, but I've got a tier list.
Oh wow, what a great host you are.
And it should be a pretty quick one. Should be a pretty quick one.
That's what she said.
So I did school subjects for this one.
Number 1, PE.
Oh, I love a good PE.
Yeah.
Dodgeball, baby.
I wouldn't say
All
that.
right, here we go. F tier. F tier. I put
Math.
English and reading.
I'd agree. Yeah, fuck English.
Fuck English class, dude. Writing papers sucks.
You need English.
I
don't
know
know, see,
English.
You need all of it. All right.
I will
so-
say
That's not
over
true.
That's
I don't
not
need
true.
history.
in my time now taking college classes where I've gotten more experience that I can just pull on and I've gotten a little better at typing. Like writing a paper for me, if it's a subject I have a somewhat understanding of, it's just kind of like going on a rant. So I just rant on the page, make sure it fits their format, and then they seem to keep giving me points for it. So like it's working out. So I can't be that upset about it.
Being in college, now knowing a little bit more what I'm doing, I still fucking hate writing papers. It's
Writing's
still the worst.
like you only have to write like that because of college. Like, oh, it's gotta
Stupid.
be fancy. This
You
and
should
this.
you should
Like,
do a reverse audiobook and just say what you want and it'll just dictate it into a document. There you
Yeah,
go. Just
There'd
do
be a lot of curse words.
that. This is stupid.
I hate this shit.
This fucking dude over here.
See, that's
Well,
not efficient because that takes more time for me to read something than it does for me to copy and paste. Like, oh.
No.
Yeah, but now they cheat and use that AI turn it in bull crap to see if
Oh
if
my
you
god, here
pulled
we
it
go
from
again.
All
anywhere.
right, yeah, we're not getting on this subject.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. All right, D tier. I put geography.
No, see, I don't agree with that. I think geography is somewhat important. You need to know where things are at.
It's important
It's
to
all
know
important.
where
I hated
things
the
are.
class.
No, but it's more important. I think
It's
you
all
need to
just a
know it.
memorization. Is all.
Because
I
you have
think-
like right now you have all that stuff going on in Ukraine. Half the people in the fucking states don't even know where Ukraine is. There's like, oh, it's by Russia. You're like, where though?
Like this is not a order of importance class. This is a how much I liked being in the class, and I did not like geography class.
I feel like with most of the classes that get taught in school, if they were more applied to useful things, like it is important to know how to identify different countries and where they're at. But like I also need to know how to find my way around town or read a map or like all these like basic crap
Mhm.
that they just kind of
Mhm.
gloss over.
Yeah, that's all important. Boring as hell to do in class though.
I feel like it could be made interesting if it was done that way. Be like, here's a map. I'm gonna go drop you off in a field somewhere. Find your way back. You're learning geography. Congratulations.
Dude, that'd be more fun. I'd enjoy that.
Half the kids didn't come back, but
No
that's
Boy
okay.
Scouts. C tier, I put history.
Yeah,
See, I
that's
enjoy
not where that
history.
belongs.
But again, it kind of depends because, like, if it's really dry and they're just going through the stuff you've heard a million times, not so much. But when I watch, like, we watch tons of YouTube videos about historical things or like these little weird subjects and situations that happen. And if it was like that, then I'd put that at number one because that's all I watch right now.
History can get super interesting, especially if you have like a good teacher or storyteller that presents it, because it can be super interesting. It could also be super dry. So it really
Yeah, I think
depends on the teacher.
that class kind of depends on the teacher.
And also, most of the time, all your like sport coaches are all history teachers, and so you don't learn anything in that class. You don't do anything in that class. They put on like the boring documentary and then give you a test. And
Yeah, dude, because they're writing up plays for the football team.
yeah,
Yeah.
My history class consisted of this project they were working on where they were digitizing. I was like a teacher's aide type of thing, but they were just digitizing old newspapers from the town into the website. So mainly just reading old newspaper articles.
yeah, that'd be boring. B tier, I put science.
That also depends.
Yeah,
Yeah, science was like a fun class most of the time, but is generally speaking very unnecessary in school.
well, like it was like really cool to do, like when you got like experiment day or whatever.
Dissection.
That honestly didn't come very often, and most of the time it was just memorizing things.
I think the schools mess up and people continue to do that into their adult life and in their work environments by assuming everybody learns by just staring at pages until they just go blind. I don't know. There's still people that are like, I got another PowerPoint you need to watch. You're like, no, I can stare at your crap for days and not know what the hell I'm looking at because it's boring as hell and I zone out immediately. If it's hands-on, then we'll get something done. Or if my life depends on it.
A tier, we have art class and PE.
Art's a tough one. I don't feel like I ever learned anything in art. They just had me make a lot of random crap. But
And that was
I
fun.
never
always
learned how to
fun.
draw. I never learned any technique or anything that would have been beneficial if I wanted to be an artist. They were just like, here's some clay, make whatever the hell you want, and I'll fire it for you.
Yeah, that was super fun. In elementary school, I was in a class called Talent Pool, which was just making sculptures out of soap and making puppets and painting these things. And then we'd go to Montgomery to the Shakespeare Festival. And so we'd get out of class whenever other people didn't.
So, like, what is that class accomplishing, though? Like, they're not teaching anything.
It's an elective. It's just a...
They're
It's
just
teaching
letting
you how to cheat the system, dude.
They're letting you play arts and crafts for an hour.
Yeah, and it was more fun than sitting in history class.
Did you not have a lot of computer classes, Mark? You don't have any of those?
I didn't really, put them on here. Like, we did, like, business essentials.
No, we had, like, computer science. So, like, we would build... we got to build this circuitry that would run like a railroad light, essentially. Like it had the 4 LEDs and it would like blink back and forth and that type of shit.
In middle school, at the magnet school, we had, I forgot what it was called, but it was basically a professions class to where you would sign up for like 3 things that interested you, and then you get placed in one of them, just kind of depending on who wanted what. And some of them were like robotics and computer stuff, and then it was like architecture, or there was one where you would do like the little derby cars. They talked about like aerodynamics and shit in that class.
Yeah. See, they should teach more stuff about computers in schools. I think computers
I'm sure
should
they probably
replace...
do now.
Yeah,
no, I think that should replace like science, though. I don't think science should be something that's really taught. Like a basic
Science
level of science, it is not extremely important.
It is extremely important.
There's basic science, but like going into dissecting things and that sort of stuff is not important for most people. It's really not.
I mean, not necessarily dissecting. Anatomy, though, is...
Anatomy is important, but that's
where you do.
That's not even really taught that much.
Yeah, not getting rid of science completely.
The class that I did dissecting in was...
I don't mean getting it completely gone, but like, no, I did dissecting mostly in biology.
I just did it in the back, you know, by the dumpsters.
I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, science already was pretty like laid back when I was in school, right? You only had to take like 2 years of it compared to like, writing was 4 years, math was 3 years, that sort of stuff. But like math also shouldn't be that long. Math's one of the ones that's not that useful to a lot of people too. Like calculus is not useful to 95% of people. Like
Just
maybe not
engineers.
that high, but like it's
Just
really not.
engineers.
And like you should really just basic math's all you need to know anymore. Everything's done on computers. Like
They should just tier it up. Like if you go to school, like your freshman year should just be like a basic level of everything. And then depending on what you gravitate towards, they're like, all right, we're gonna bump you up to this, this, and this. And
Right,
then
like
if
you need fractions, right? You need to understand how to do fractions. You need to understand percentages and that sort of thing. But like computers should be taught in every level of school anymore. Like you should understand how to use Excel and Microsoft and PowerPoint and all those things.
basic troubleshooting.
Because basic troubleshooting. Like how do I fix this thing that's wrong with my computer, right? Like all these things that should be taught. Like automotive too. It's the same idea. How do I fix these things that are wrong with my car? Like all that stuff should be taught, but it's not.
Well, I mean, I took welding. I took wood shop.
Yeah, but that's all elective. It's not required. That's what I mean.
So we already brought it up. We're gonna move on to S tier, which is math
Holy
Ooh.
shit, how wrong are you?
and music. Band.
There is. I thought you were just skipping math completely because it's not anywhere in the
S
top.
tier, baby.
Math is a dog shit.
It ain't
subject.
anywhere in the
That
top
is
10
my favorite
tiers.
class. That was always my favorite class outside of like band.
I will say that math was always the easiest class for me because it's just numbers. Like it wasn't hard. It was just learning how to do it. But math, because of it being that way and it not being useful, I didn't pay much attention to it.
It's very satisfying, I think. I find it fun.
It's like
Especially
the
complicated
boringness
problems.
of reading mixed with the tediousness of everything else.
Well,
I hate.
when I went into freshman year in high school, they put me in like an AP math class because I was like ahead of the board on math. And then I got
As a
like
freshman.
yeah, because like from middle school, I was already taking like algebra and stuff. In
Yeah,
middle
but
school.
AP is college though.
Yeah, but
Whatever
they
the
had it at
special
freshman level.
school
Like
does.
no, it was like the higher level. It was AP is what they had it, but like I got like a C in it on purpose so that they would make me like retake the basic one to get like an A. So I just took algebra for the first 2 years of like when I should have been taking higher level classes as a freshman and sophomore. So I didn't have to keep learning math. I just kept doing the same math over and over again for like.
I will say, while I hated math with a passion, I did really like the teachers I had for math, which is important because they put up with a lot of bullshit from me.
Yeah, most math teachers are pretty chill.
They
I love
understand.
math class. Math class was great. I understood it, and so I could stop listening to the teacher and go ahead and do the homework in class. And I never had to do math homework. So I didn't do homework anyways. But
Anybody that assigns homework is just telling me that they weren't good enough to get their job done in the time allotted, and so
I
they're sending
disagree
it
with
home.
that.
I don't think homework should be a thing.
Yeah, if you couldn't get your job done during class time, I feel like you should be getting your pay docked. I don't know what to tell you. Don't send it home with me.
that.
I think if a class,
wholeheartedly.
like the only time homework should come out is if something happened that caused the class to not be able to like finish the work in time, or
I
like
still
a big
disagree with
project maybe or something. Homework is not like, I don't know. I don't agree with it.
You
I don't
need
think it's-
extra practice sometimes.
Yeah,
No.
well then find another time during your allotted time to give me that practice. Don't send it
That's
home
the
with
thing
me.
is
Well, if
teachers
you have a
don't
student
enough
that's-
allotted time.
If you have a student that's struggling with it, then sure. But if you have a student that's not struggling, it doesn't need it, they shouldn't have to do homework.
I just value my free time immensely, and homework can suck an
So
egg.
okay, let's talk about like when are the kids supposed to have time to like figure out what they like if they have homework and stuff?
Yeah, you're eating up their development time. They need to learn to live their life.
You mean play Fortnite and try to be a YouTuber?
I mean, if that's what they wanna do.
Yeah, if that's what they
all kids
like.
do nowadays.
Hmm. What's wrong with that
I'm
if
just
that's
saying,
what they want
like-
to do, man?
I would almost agree with. Now, saying this, I didn't do homework in school, and that's why I did bad in college the first try around. But just listening to my wife talk about it, like she doesn't have time. Like,
Well,
it's
yeah,
not
and I
her
mean,
fault.
maybe they should readdress that then. I mean,
Give 'em
obviously,
more-
everybody knows.
Give them more
that
time. Make the school
The
day
learning
longer.
system in the U.S. is pretty flawed. Everybody kind of knows.
pretty
that.
bad.
So-
Well,
Don't give. Okay, I'll also caveat
class
with just
was
don't give me
fine.
homework. How about that? Just
Yeah.
as long as
You're
I
just a
don't get
lazy
homework.
sack of shit sometimes. You know that?
Yeah.
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 And then band. Band is the other S tier.
I never
Band was
took any
fucking
music
best.
classes.
Band was the best.
I took band, but I didn't get anything accomplished. Again, I didn't learn to do anything there. We just
In
kind
middle
of screwed
school,
around.
you didn't really have to do that much, and you got to go to like Six Flags and Wild Adventures and stuff at the end of the year. Like they had the best trips.
That's the only reason I took French.
I made it through
Go to the-
all
go to the
of my
French restaurants
public
on the
schooling
field
without ever learning another language. I never took another language.
It's required
once.
now.
I definitely
Yeah.
didn't learn another language, but I took another language.
Yeah, I had to take. I don't know another language, but it was required to take the classes.
No, my last year of school was like weightlifting, TA again, home ec because they let us just cook food and eat it.
Oh yeah, the cooking
And then
classes
art
were the
class.
best.
And then I think one math class, which was
I
like
did.
math fundamentals, which was useful because it was like how to balance your checkbook, how to like read clocks and like do like the kind of math you would need to do
Yeah,
at a
fundamentals.
basic level.
Crazy.
Yeah, so like
Actually
that was
titled
my
like
last
that.
year of school. Like it was useless.
Now cooking class, home ec classes were really good. I did like the cooking classes. Those were fun.
Oh, but yet y'all shit on me for saying people should start learning how to cook.
I just liked the food. It had nothing to do
Yeah,
with like
it gave me-
enjoying cooking.
Uh-huh.
You know what else
Uh-huh.
was great is I didn't have to do any fucking dishes.
And a
I
lot
was
of
making
time.
sure I did the cooking, and then one of my partners would do the cleaning. I don't like cleaning. I already told you this. I'd use paper pots if they were a thing.
All I remember is we
right?
made some Rice Krispie treats, and that was really easy.
Well-
some butter and marshmallow and cereal.
I think it's time we wrap this up so we can make this episode. Because making Rice Krispie. This has been your least favorite podcast. Telling the funniest jokes every week. We'll see y'all next time.
Adios.